sword, axe, shield, and mace. Long ago, I began my journey in Minecraft, never to have mastered any art of PvP. Instead, I use my words instead of my fists. But today that changes, for this is my sword arc. First, it begins with my mentor. I had to travel long and far in order to find them. But they are the master of PvP, and from them I shall learn. What? You actually think I have a mentor? Nah. What do I look like? Wemmbu? You think I have connections with top PvPers who'd bother with a noob like me? Seriously, every noob and their mom begs for someone to teach them, and I saw it a lot. They also wanted girls to VC them. The internet truly is a marvelous place. Anyway, Wemmbu has 2.73 million subs, and well, me, I got 9 subs as of recording this! Woo! Oh goodness, you guys are awesome, I appreciate it, you're awesome! Anyway, so yeah, no mentor for me. Instead, I'm going to have to throw myself into practice. And that's exactly what I did. With a quick Google search, I found this server. So, with nothing to lose and a sword in hand, I joined, ready to slay. Only to be slayed. Again. And again. And I think you get the point, but again. I'd say I got slaughtered more times than I can count, but the KDR counter was nice enough to keep track of them for me. I knew I'd be humbled, but I didn't realize just how much I would be. So after many rough defeats, I did what I always do when I'm lost. Read! Learn. Yeah, learn. And when I actually ended up Googling it, I found this video and started taking notes on it. This might be my chance to have a shot. And I was about to jump into battles onto the server once more when a certain prince started streaming while I was about to practice. That's how I learned of another server. I joined, and with the wise words of a certain flower in my mind, I decided it was time to kill or be killed. And I did. I actually started to see some wins, which was pretty crazy because at this point, I'd been mostly losing, so maybe I was starting to pick something up. And with it came a thrill. One I was actually unfamiliar with. All these years I'd been too scared to PvP, too scared to do anything. And suddenly there was a challenge I was starting to enjoy. It was no longer something to be afraid of. With that, my lust for blood had finally awakened. In Minecraft. Just in Minecraft. But some things haven't changed too much with me. There was one player that kind of reminded me of that. They were an interesting one. Maybe a troll, or maybe just a lost kid. I don't know. But either way, they refused to fight. They just kept dropping their sword and armor and just the entire time begged nonsensically for me not to kill them. Which, hey, obviously I was confused. We were in a PvP match. That's the whole point of this thing, right? Why were they even here? I asked them this question a few times, but I didn't get anything interesting from it. All I got instead was them begging for me not to kill them. And I couldn't. I couldn't make myself do it. There was something about fighting an opponent who didn't want to fight that didn't sit right with me. So, instead I took off my armor, threw them my sword, and said, alright, if you don't want to die, and I don't know how to leave, and you don't know how to leave, kill me instead. And kill me they did. But soon after that, my plan was shot. They didn't want to kill me again. Instead, they were like, I don't want to kill anybody either. And we were back at a stalemate. There was some silence for a while as I continually asked them to just, hey, do it. It's fine. Until they started saying, kill me, please. Just do it. Just do it. And I was like, fine. I will. And with the promises that I'd make it quick, that's exactly what I did. I killed them as fast as possible. Did another round, did the same exact thing, and wished them a nice day. As silly as this entire situation was, I mean, they were probably just a troll. It still kind of reminded me of me, though. As a young player, my only defense was running and hiding, and whenever I saw a player, it was pretty much a guaranteed death sentence. I tend to prefer words, but sometimes the only thing to win is to pick up a sword. That's why I'm here. Learning to PvP against people probably half my age and more practiced and skilled than I. Also, I can fight back. But among all these fights, there's something that I haven't shared. A limitation, a chronic condition. It's one I've been fighting for over a year now, and to be completely frank with y'all, I have a wrist injury. My physical therapist called it wrist tendinitis. I can't do anything with my wrist for a long period of time. Repetitive motions really strain it. This would severely limit how much PvP practice I can do in a day. At most, I can manage about 30 minutes to an hour before I start to have issues, but if it's a flare-up day, it's probably even less than that. This has been impacting me for the last couple of months, and I can't do anything like type for long periods of time, and my job requires me to do things with my wrist all day at a computer, so nothing changes when I come home and play games. But, you know, even if I have a wrist that wants to kill me if I even bother attempting to do a push-up, it's not the end of the world. Because I'm not gonna let it stop me from getting better. Even if it means I can't practice as long as everybody else. This is just one more thing I'm not gonna let my wrist stop me from doing. Hobbies, gaming, or even learning how to PvP in Minecraft. Because this is my training arc, and I want to see how far I can get. And so, I'm gonna keep fighting. Over and over and over again, no matter how long it takes until I get somewhere decent. I don't have to be the best. I just have to be good enough for myself. And then, once I've mastered sword, I'll be moving on to axe, and we'll see where I go from there. And if you want to join me on that journey, you know what to do! Yes, the subscribe bell! Woo! In the meanwhile though, for real, take care of each other, and let me know if streaming my fights is something that interests any of you, and maybe I'll make a Twitch. It'll be a lot of wins, it'll be more losses, and it'll be pretty embarrassing to see my lack of aim, but you know, we'll have a good time together. Thank you for watching, Ghosties from the Void, and goodbye.